Hi, Esties. Welcome back to another episode of Esthetician Edit. Today we're here with Beata. Did I say that correctly?
Beata, yes, Beata.
Beata. And what is your last name?
Aleksandrowicz, don't try.
Okay. And you're actually, I think, the first massage therapist we've had on the podcast, which is special and unique. But I'm super excited to get to know your story, get to know your digital academy. So let's just dive in. I did do a little bit of research about you, and you said that your path into massage began with a lack of touch in early life. So, how did that personal story shape your professional philosophy?
Mhm. First of all, thank you, Sam, for inviting
Of
me. I'm
course.
really excited to be here and hearing that I am first a
Mhm.
massage therapist. It's a really privilege and honored. So thank you.
Of
Thank you.
course.
Answering your question, yes, indeed. I choose profession which kind of in an opposite way, my life lead me towards that. And it was, if I can share with you, that it was really in an unexpected way, because my friend one day invited me for open evening of one of the leading massage schools in that time in London. And I was laughing and making jokes that me and massage, because I really had no relationship with touch. It wasn't even negative, it was just no relationship with touch. But as very often in life, something was telling me to go there. And
Hmm.
I went there, and it's indeed changed my life. There was something in the way how director of the school shared her own experience around touch, importance of touch, that
Hmm.
next morning I enrolled and I started my journey. And if you ask me how it shaped my life, it changed my life. I am pretty sure that if I wouldn't choose that profession, I would really struggle through my life, because what I learned quite quickly was that touch is that first sense developed
Hmm.
in embryo even before fully face is developed. The sense
Hmm.
of touch already exists, so we say that it's a mother of all senses. So if this is missing part in our lives, if we somehow don't know how to approach touch, we
Hmm.
have negative relationship with touch or no relationship, it will, I truly believe, it will impact our mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. And especially if this is related to the child, it really has a quite significant result in the development even of the child, which we know now that the
Hmm.
lack of touch slow down the emotional development, slow down the language learnings, and so on. So yes, without making that journey, starting that journey,
Hmm.
I wouldn't be today sitting with you.
And is it something, because for me, I feel like I fell in love with touch being on the receiving end of
Yeah.
receiving the facials. So was it more so you were on the receiving end or you were the one giving?
Such a great question, because I was actually on both. When I enrolled to school, I started go for the classes, and the part of the classes was receiving touch and giving touch, because we were working in pairs
Mm-hmm.
with colleagues, and it was profound experience on both ends. First of all, I had no idea that my touch can have positive response on
Hmm.
others. So this was revelation, and the receiving that was long process of learning safety through touch, of learning to trust, of learning to open up to others,
Hmm.
of building deep relationships based on that trust. It was revelation both ways. I still remember we had a clinic day, and I had client on the clinic day.
Uh-huh.
Woman came and she was very tired, and I was so nervous and my hands were shaking because this was first official person that I supposed to give short massage. I still remember my heart pounding. In that time, I had such a little belief in myself, and I remember I started to massage her hands. We started from hands because she couldn't lie down for many reasons, so I just started from hands. And I remember that breath. She took
Mhm.
that deep breath and she said, "Oh, how relaxing it is." And I couldn't believe that.
Aw.
I was thinking, me? I touched that woman and she responded that way.
Mhm.
My such a low self-esteem that I had in that time just raised up so suddenly,
Yeah.
and of course make me wanting
Mhm.
to explore that, to really learn. But I was hooked on completely. With
Yeah.
receiving, it took longer time with
Oh,
receiving.
okay. Interesting. Yeah, I think that it's normal to be nervous. I'm sure any esthetician or massage therapist listening that are new, um, you're going to experience nerves the first times you touch
Yeah.
someone.
Yeah.
But it is a meditative experience for yourself also because
Yeah.
you learn to relax and you learn to let go. And I always say just focus on the person. It's not about you. So that's like the best way to get out of your own way. But that's really beautiful. So I know that you have experience traveling and working with indigenous cultures. Do you mind talking a little bit about those experiences and then how they influence your understanding of touch and healing?
Yes, yes. Thank you for that question. Yes, indeed, quite soon after becoming massage therapist and going in this revelation of touch for surprising reasons, because it's always like that in life, I ended in Kalahari Desert, meeting and working with Kalahari Bushmen from Namibia in that time. And the and this was probably one of profound moments for me, and the transformational moment,
Mm,
because until then I already learned that touch is very important, that we all, for reasons which you said, like relaxation, we need touch. This I knew, but I somehow was narrowing that to west
mm,
more because this was my experience.
mhm.
And then I landed there, um, under the tree, with this one of the oldest culture in the world, 40,000 years.
Wow.
And I remember I didn't know how to approach them because I didn't speak the same language. I was introduced to them by my guide, but this was it. And
Mhm,
there was the whole village there, around 40 people. And I went to the oldest person and show with my body language, ask if I could touch her, and
mhm,
she agreed. And I touched her shoulders, but from the front I just touched her shoulders, and she responded to that very, very well. So then I massaged her shoulders and her hands and her scalp, and and with every movement I had a feeling that although we have these barriers, cultural barriers, historical barriers, language barriers, but touch somehow make this shortcut, that it was not important, that we somehow met together on that deep, deep, deep level, which is beyond language and
mhm.
beyond similar traditions. And I remember that when she responded so beautifully, the whole village started to sing the lullaby.
Wow.
So this was profound moment for me. I stay with them long, 6 years on and off, on
Wow.
and off. on and off. My meeting them, working with them was on and off 6 years. I also traveled to Botswana. I was
Hmm.
initiated by shamans from Botswana and Namibia as well. I went to Angola, work a little bit with tribes from Angola. But what I was exploring there was that power of touch. I really experienced that this is beyond language. This is something so primal in
Hmm.
us that if we only would know how, if we would be educated how to do that, if our touch would be intentional, positive, healthy,
Hmm.
uh, this would make our connections so deep, much faster
Hmm.
than sometimes months and months of trying to to know each other. So this was turning point for me. I came back from that first trip and then I knew that this is what I'm gonna to do for the rest of my life. And so far it's 30 years already.
I love that. I love it when you experience touch like that. It's almost like your mind opens to it and you
Yeah,
understand the power of it. I do think,
yes.
I mean, I can speak for the United States and just the rise of touchless treatments that
Yeah.
are, out there. So I don't know if you can maybe speak a little bit to that and what is your perspective on its place in an industry rooted in human connection?
Yes, thank you. Yes, this is tricky one because
Mhm.
there are many reasons why we are withdrawing from touch. Sometimes it's a safety, sometimes it's a cultural barriers.
Mhm.
But pandemic also didn't help.
Yeah.
Definitely didn't help in that. And I believe that with digital growth and technology, we cannot avoid that technology will come to wellness industry, and
Mhm.
it's already coming. So, as I said, I don't know, a year ago, 2 years ago, on a conference in Austria, because this was the topic about touchless therapy. I believe that there is place for both, that we can somehow meet in the middle. For example, now I find out about it 2 days ago in Australia. It's very popular that after gym, a person go to something like a recovery zone
Mhm.
and it lasts around 15 minutes. Person receive the compression boots that
Mhm.
help to restore the lymph, that helps to release the muscles. This is beautiful example
Mhm.
of introducing technology, but this obviously doesn't replace the proper massage and the touch, which is the base of human connection. And I
Mhm.
think that the danger that it's happening now in industry, in wellness industry, is that we believe that we can replace that it will be from business point of view easier, cheaper, and there will be no issue with staff. But I'm always saying there will have to be people who will introduce that machines, let's say, to people and create that human experience, even if in the end person will use the technology. So I think there is the middle line here. I cannot imagine that human touch will be ever replaced, because this is at the core of our industry, at the core of
Mhm.
our industry. And I think our responsibility is to bring healing to people.
Mhm.
And that healing is so much engraved in the human connection, because often that issues that people come with are related to the emotional isolation, lack
Mhm.
of touch, lack of connection, and then body manifests that through physical illnesses often. So yes, this is my answer to your
Mhm.
question.
And a lot of our listeners are very much skin focused. So
Mhm.
sometimes I see a lot of conversation that face massage is just a fluffy part of the treatment. It relaxes the client. But can you speak to the skin health benefits that you receive and just how that contributes to, the skin?
Yes, this is my favorite topic because last maybe 10 years I so much focus on the face, creating my own way of treating the face. Of course, on the skin benefits level, it's obvious that if we manipulate the muscles and we increase lymphatic flow and the blood circulation, they will be visible result almost immediately. They
Hmm.
will be this beautiful tone of the skin. The muscles will be more firm and more, I would say, smooth.
Hmm.
Definitely, they will be glow of the skin as well. So this is kind of obvious, but for me, face massage goes much beyond that. First of all, we have around 100 nerve points on the face. So when we massage face, the whole body benefits from that. That is why we have face reflexology, for example, which can be easily integrated in face massage. And then you already going on another level. It's not only
Hmm.
aesthetic treatment, it becomes healing treatment, but also because face is such an intimate part of the body, and and embryologically almost arise from the same self nerves that our heart arise embryologically. So this is place that when you massage that part of the body, you deeply connect the person with themselves. It's happened almost automatically if you have that intention. And
Hmm.
this is the beauty. Face is intimate. We touch hands. We don't touch strangers'
Hmm.
face as a hello. So if we focus on the face and we understand how intimate deep connection it can create, and we use that intentionally, consciously in the treatment, we're having this wow effect
Yeah.
because after hour you have a client with glowing skin, but
Hmm.
also person who feels that was taken care of and somehow reconnect with themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, I always say that beauty is a feeling. Like, a lot of people think that
Yes.
beauty is like on the outside, but you can get as
Yeah.
many procedures done or work done on your face or do all these skin treatments, but sometimes you just don't see the beauty because you don't feel it. So I love how face massage allows the person to feel this feeling of like, I deserve this, I feel beautiful, I feel pampered. So yes, I think that's so important.
Yes, I believe that face, if I can add to that,
Yeah.
face really manifest us
Hmm.
mentally, physically, emotionally. Whatever is happening in us, face will somehow mirror that. That is
Hmm.
why it's important in face treatment address not only external issue but also internal issues of the client.
Hmm. So is that something that when you are with your client, do you talk to them in just like a way of like what's going on in their lives, or
Yeah.
can you explain that a
Yes,
little more?
yes. I definitely talk to clients because whatever is happening in their life, it will manifest on their face, but
Hmm.
will also show their approach to their face.
Hmm.
Sometimes people come and they feel quite negative about themselves. I'm not talking here about the social media and pressure and the
Hmm.
version of the beauty. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking that people come quite negative about themselves, and then when you ask them and then you find out what is happening in their life, it make all sense. And
Hmm.
although you may not be qualified to address directly that internal issues that client can have, but if you know about it, if you hear about it, you send somehow intention that
Hmm.
whatever you do will also cover that aspect. Plus, in my case, because I have my own face treatment, I made massage back, I made massage abdominal, even when people come for face treatment, because I find that there are restrictions in the shoulders or in the neck that doesn't allow face to fully appear in its beauty. And as long as you don't release that tension from the, for example, neck,
Mhm.
shoulders, or if you don't address stress tension in the abdominal, that face will not allow you to make a change. There will be tension in the muscles, blockage in the lymph or blood circulation. So face is not separate part. It's a
Mhm.
part, very inclusive part of the whole body and person being, and needs to be treated that way.
That's so interesting because I watched a video last week and the guy was talking about how just different parts of your body affect the symmetry of your face. And I
Yeah.
have my left ankle goes inwards and I am like a little bit, my hip is above, one hip is above the other. So this side of my face looks different. And it just makes complete
Mhm.
sense. So it makes sense why you wouldn't just treat the face, you would also
Yeah.
treat the body. So, what would you say to an esthetician who maybe is interested in getting her massage therapy license or just incorporating more face massage into her treatments?
I would say, first of all, great.
Mhm.
Well done, fantastic that the person wants to increase that understanding of the face treatment. Secondary, I would say to really understand the power of massage and
Mhm.
how profound transformational almost effect it can have on the person. So this is not just adding few techniques that will make the treatment more interesting. It's taking the treatment on completely different level.
Mhm.
Therefore, if a therapist wants to do that, it's important first to use very effective techniques. That techniques has to be effective, because if this is incorporate into the treatment, there is the time issue here
Mhm.
as well. So whatever is add on has to have the quality, effectiveness, and so on. So this is first element. And second, to fully comprehend the power which comes with that. It's a truly healing
Mhm.
medium. Touch, massage. We're talking here about massage. And it takes a person also on a different level, because, as I said, 100 nerve points on the face. So if you
Yeah.
properly address that face, a part of using products and the treatments which are strictly aesthetic oriented, if you add that touch, human touch, in massage form, you elevate the results. Definitely,
Mhm.
results will be better, but you will also enter that extra layer of
Mhm.
healing connection. No, you will have definitely client who will come back to you every day.
For sure. Okay, so do you mind talking a bit about your training method, and then also to your digital academy?
Thank you for asking me that
Yes.
question. My method is long. I mean, it's long. This is not right English. I will say that differently. I use my method for many years, and
Hmm.
I offer trainings in spas as advanced trainings.
Okay.
So therapists can continuously grow and develop. And this all training as a massage, as a Beata Aleksandrowicz spa training method, take place in person. I go to spas, I work with therapists. And even 2 days ago, I had a conversation with this spa where I was giving training recently, one of the spa in Europe, and the response was so fantastic. I was so happy, Sam, because when you train, everything what you want is to to have that results,
Hmm.
to really make a change for therapists. And they were saying that it changed them as well, that it's not only that it add to them, it gives
Yeah.
them techniques, but it changed them as a person, and it took the treatments on different level than when they meeting clients. Now it's more like a meeting of
Hmm.
people together going on the journey. But as you mentioned, I also started recently digital
Hmm.
academy, Beata Digital Academy, and I'm excited even when I'm saying the name of that, because this is the dream coming true. I train for 20 years maybe. I am therapist 30 years. I'm still therapist actively. I still have my practice because I believe you cannot teach if you don't do that. This is my
Hmm.
belief. But when I was going in person, there was only a certain amount of therapists that I could see, I could teach. And
Hmm.
I noticed how big difference it made for them. So I thought maybe one day I will have that platform when I can reach much more therapists. And of course, digital world helped me in that. And we create Beata Digital Academy, which is more than 280 videos. It's
Wow.
there, 5 master classes, 2 courses, anatomy and physiology. The idea was to create one place for therapists. At the moment, therapists have to go to app for meditation, and that meditations are not really designed for them. They are
Hmm.
general meditation or relaxation or so on. Or they have to go to application for anatomy and physiology, or they have to go to application for course and so on and so on. And I thought would be so great to create home for therapists,
Hmm.
home which I never had when I started. So we put that all together. So being therapist, of course, and teaching for so long, I understood the therapist needs, but I wanted to make sure that it's their voice, that it's an app created for them, by them. So we
Hmm.
interviewed many of them before we create that academy. So now there is home. There is home for therapists, and I hope it reach as many therapists as possible.
And is this course or this academy, is it is it for beginners? Is it for more intermediate level? Is it something that estheticians who don't have a license could benefit from?
Yes. So from the feedback which we receive, it's
Hmm.
exactly happened what I wished for,
Hmm.
that therapists who just starting this career, they benefit very much from that, because there is a lot about how to start, how to communicate, how to even set up your practice from
Hmm.
business point of view and marketing point of view and emotional point of view, how to take care of yourself. So it's very beneficial for beginners. There are courses, face massage course, deep tissue massage course. But we also received feedback from very experienced therapists, and they were saying that sometimes they have problem because they losing motivation, or they
Hmm.
feel injured, they feel not healthy anymore, and they don't know how to take care of themselves, how to avoid burnout, how to bring that passion back. And the academy respond to that needs as well. It's built as everyday tool. This was the idea,
Hmm.
because as you know very well doing this work, that we are our tool. Our
Hmm.
mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual being is what we're using in our work. So we need to take each element of that, and we need to somehow do it on a regular basis.
Yeah.
It cannot be one off taking care of ourselves. It's like a dancer or athlete. There is regularity of taking care of ourselves. That is why we have stretches on our application that you can do for yourself on an everyday basis. You can also offer them to clients. You have meditations, starting the day, ending the day, difficult day, difficult client, and so on and so on. We have this anatomy and physiology, also many lessons that you can take almost on an everyday basis. We talk a
Mhm.
lot about posture because for some strange reason, a conversation about posture is usually um, narrow to therapists who do body work,
Mhm.
not necessarily a facialist who are sitting most of the time, but I believe that how they sit, what is the height of their chair, what is the height of their table, how much space they have, will impact their posture long term and may cause injuries which will prevent them from work.
Mhm.
So we tried to put that all together under one umbrella. So it's your home as a therapist.
I love that because a lot of courses are focused on the client experience, but it sounds like
Mhm.
your academy isn't only focused on technique, the client experience, but also to the practitioner's experience and their self-care and their mental health, which is so important because if we're not doing well, then we can't, give an amazing service. So that's very
Yes, and
important.
then we living profession,
Mhm.
and I believe that this is one of that profession that more we grow and develop and age with
Mhm.
that profession, we have more experience, technical experience, but also life experience.
Mhm.
So our experience become very valuable. And this is the moment when very often therapists leave profession because they are burnout, they have a problem with the wrists or with the lower back, and they leaving sometimes after investing many years and time and the financial resources they leaving. And I believe that it can be preventive. It doesn't have to happen like that.
And so, where can our listeners find your academy?
So I hope they can find it everywhere because this was the idea, to reach to this therapist who don't have access to, oh, I have the fly, who don't have access to courses.
Mhm.
Some my experience was that often therapists live far from big centers, and
Mhm.
for them to leave for 1 week and go to big city, it was impossible because of the finances, because then have to leave their practice, go somewhere, pay for
Mhm.
the course, pay for transport, pay for accommodation. Plus, what is good about digital academy, although one-to-one courses in person are obviously fundamental, and I still
Mhm.
do that, but what is good about digital academy is that you can go back to that. You
Mhm.
can go back anytime you need. You go back to the same video 5 times or 10 times, and when you're ready, you go to another one. By the way, all our courses are accredited.
Oh,
They
wow.
have international accreditations, and if you finish course and you want to be certified, you have to go through exam. You have to. It's quite strict way
Mhm.
of examination because it's important that if you receive that diploma, it represents the quality that my academy represent. So yes, so I hope you can get it wherever you are.
Yeah.
But of course, you ask about sources. So sources is obviously it's Beata Digital Academy.
Mhm.
It's in Apple Store,
Mhm.
and it's also in Google as well. So it's available, but it's also available through the website, beatadigitalacademy.com. You also can purchase subscription through website, which you can stop anytime you want. And it's very affordable because my idea was to reach as many therapists so they will not burn out, they will be not injured, and they be able to do this profession for a long time like I do that.
Yeah, I love that. What's one piece of advice you would give to therapists who are just beginning their journey in holistic skincare and massage?
Mm. This is really good question. One advice,
Yes,
literally one
or
advice.
as much as advice as you want.
Now, one advice, yes, I would say prioritize self-care.
Okay.
This would be one advice. Remember that you are your tool, therefore, you need to take care of yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. All these elements are important. And unfortunately, therapists forgetting about it because
Mhm.
we are more giver than receiver. Very
Receiver.
often, therapists want so great, so want to give these great treatments that they forgetting about their needs, they forgetting about breaks, they forgetting about stretches between treatments, they
Mhm.
forgetting about enough time between treatments, and so on and so on and so on, and this will lead to burnout. It's inevitable, and such a pity. So I would say prioritize self care,
Amazing.
definitely.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to include all of your websites and your sources in the link down
Thank
below, the
you.
description box down below, you guys.
Thank you.
So, yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Sam. It